Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and in your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey there, what's up, Miss Hogg? How you doing, love? Welcome to this kind of late Friday Night Live. I would have been here earlier, but I had a long work day, and then after I got off of work, I wanted to cook a meal for myself to last. You know how sometimes you cook those good old meals, those fulfilling meals, them hearty meals, and then you make enough to stretch a couple of days because the way my schedule be set up. So I made some baked chicken and rice casserole, and oh my God, it just came out the oven. And so while I was working earlier and while I was making my food, my dinner, I happened to run across a video with child, you know what? Miss Hogg, you said what is going on? That's my question. That's what I want to ask y'all. I did drop the StreamYard link just in case anybody want to hit the link, but y'all know how I do. I'll give my little commentary, my little 1-2, knock it out, and then I get out of here if nobody want to hit the link. But I was watching who was I watching first? Okay. Damn, why a motorcycle always got to drive past when I'm on live? Damn. But anyway, I was watching Envy, and he had a panel. It was R&Y, of course, up there. His boo, his girl, I think. And I was watching Envy, and they were talking about Just Krista and this Blaze guy. And so I ain't gonna hold you. I dipped over there in his chat, a few times, didn't drop down or nothing, but just trying to see what's going on, what's up with the bro. I don't really know who he is. But one thing I do remember from like maybe a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I remember hearing that Just Krista was saying this was her man, this her husband. You know how Just Krista, she be changing her last name to whatever nigga that she flirting with or whatever she be doing on YouTube. I don't know. This like the fourth one, I think, that I know of. But, don't hold me. Could be a little less, a little more. I don't know. I don't be trying to keep count of all y'all little shenanigans. But now, when I saw her on somebody else's panel the other day, her last name said Blake. So I just assume, they're doing their little thing. They're, doing their little thing. But when I was watching Envy and R&Y and whoever else was on the panel, they was talking about how Krista was on Blake's panel and how he was like, I don't know, chewing her out or yelling at her or something like that. And thank you, girl. Every time I play that song, every time I play the song Charlie created for Riggs and I for our The Block to the Hood Table Sunday show, I love both of those. Charlie created the one for The Block to the Hood Table, and my niece, of course, created our The Hood Table song. But yeah, shout out to the both of them, because I really appreciate and I really do love both of them joints. Trust me, I really, really do. But that's why I keep playing this shit. My niece made the Hood Table song like, damn, the Hood Table been around for about 6 years. So probably 5.5 years ago when she made the Hood Table song for me, my niece, Thailand Music. She's like one of the best rappers in the Midwest, female rappers. But I actually think she's better than the best female rapper in the Midwest, but you know, I could be a little biased because that's my niece. What up, newbie? Hey, beautiful. How you doing? What up? How you doing? But so, okay, so I was over there and I was like, let me run over here to this Blake and see what the hell is going on over here. And y'all saw the title of the show. The title of the show says, did he just call her a YouTube junkie? And then it said, I guess junkies know junkie stunts. Boy, you know what? Somebody has said something on here the other day that some of us be telling way too much. And I know I could be transparent at times. Some of y'all know things about my life, things I went through, me running away from home, me and being homeless. I done told different things about myself too on here. But man, first of all, when he called her a junkie and then came back with, I know a junkie when I see a junkie because I used to snort cocaine from the age of 16 to 40. And he said, he was like, I just recently stopped it. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. hold up. Hold the press. See, now this could be just some storyline. We know how it goes in certain areas of the B sector now. Certain content creators are always caught up in some shit. They always caught up in some storyline, making up to break up, falling out to, you know, next thing you know, they hold their hands online, you know, on the same panels. And I mean, hell, we just saw motherfucking Lolo hit the panel the other day with Just Krista. And I was listening to Bree. Who panel was Bree on? Fuck. Who panel was Bree on? Damn, was Bree on her own panel? No, Bree hit somebody. I can't remember. But Bree was saying, you know, because Bree talked about it the other day. That's the first time I heard it because Bree heard it from Honest Row and I heard it from Bree. And so I did some commentary about it yesterday. But then I saw Bree somewhere else and she was like talking to Krista. That's who it was. She was on Just Krista's panel, I think. And so she was like, I don't understand why Lolo even hit the panel. She didn't have no reason to hit the panel. Why would she hit the panel? And see, somebody came in my chat the other day and they was like, and there's no shade, no tea to my boo who was in the chat. No shade, no tea. But they said, I don't understand why certain people always think that other people are supposed to do or react to things the way they do. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm with Bree and a lot of other motherfuckers up in this motherfucker. If my mama passed away 2 weeks ago, and I don't give a goddamn if I came at you first and you clapped back when my mama passed away, ain't no way I'm gonna be hitting no motherfucking panel 2 weeks later after you done just drag my mama through heaven and hell and back again. Okay? Ain't no way in hell. I don't give a fuck. And that's why a lot of people on here be like, we don't know what to believe half the time. We don't know if people really beefing half the time. We don't know if people really friends, if they making up bullshit behind the scenes, because ain't no motherfucking way on YouTube or in my real motherfucking life will I be hanging around in any area on this earth with somebody who recently just dragged my mama all over social media. And it ain't the fact that, trust me, I said it. I said I ain't one of those people who took sides. Oh, Krista was right. Oh, Krista was wrong. Oh, she was right. Oh, she was wrong. I didn't take no sides. I was like, this is the B sector. This is par for the course. If she came at Krista, Krista came at her, even though her mama died 2 seconds ago. If Krista wanted to drag her mama, that's Krista's right. If she want to drag her mama, I don't give a fuck. But it's the fact that somebody just recently dragged your mama, even if it is a back and forth and you hit the panel with them. Like, make it make sense. Like, there's nothing that important to make me want to hit a panel with somebody that was just dragging and calling my mother all kind of. I don't know. Anywho, I already said what I had to say about that, but I heard Bree talking to her about it. She was like, I don't understand why she hit the panel because my mama, like, I don't know. But anyway, and what up, friend? How you doing, love? Good evening. Welcome to the chat. All of y'all, please make sure y'all like and share the video. Please and thank you very much. Now, so back to this fuck. Am I saying his name right? It is Blaze, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't it Stephen Blaze or some shit like that. And so anyway, I was over there watching the show while I was working, and then after work while I was cooking my din, and I was watching the show, and I was so gagged. It was funny though. I ain't gonna hold you. It was funny. I never really watched too much of this guy. You know, there was one time where somebody said he was in bed with a white girl, and I clicked over. I was like, "Yep, that's a white girl, right? He's in bed, all right. That's a white girl, right? Yep." So, other than that, I really ain't paid too much attention to him. But y'all, I was over there watching because Envy and them was discussing Krista and Blake, and when he called her ass a YouTube junkie, now you know how Krista is with her little soft, sexy, whispery, voice, and she be on the panel like, baby, but baby, see, baby, what happened was, baby, please don't calm down, baby. Ooh, Krista be cracking me up. Krista be cracking me. What up, Viber? How you doing, boo? Krista be cracking me up because she just be It just sound like something about to go on. Somebody about to get down. Shoot, I know Krista with her nigga in real life. I know when she start talking like that, I know he be like, baby. But anyway, so she was over there talking all like that, and he was like, man, what the fuck? You ain't nothing but a YouTube junkie. I must have, my ears perked up. I said, what did he just call her? He said, you ain't nothing but a YouTube junkie. And he was like, you been on this motherfucker for over 20 years, and you ain't nothing but a YouTube junkie. And then he said, and I would know a junkie because I used to snort cocaine from the age of 16 to the age of 40. And he basically made it seem like he just recently stopped snorting, like last week, because he don't look that much older than 40. I say maybe, I'm not a good at guessing ages, but I don't think he's as old as just Krista. I don't think he's that old. I don't think he's too far past 40. So when he said 16 to 40, I was like, so this motherfucker fresh off the motherfucking what? Now, this is YouTube. I don't know if in real life just Krista would fuck with somebody who's been smoking or sniffing cocaine since they were in grade school, junior high school. I don't know. I would like to think she probably wouldn't. And again, this is YouTube, and we see just Krista every other 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months with a different man's last name behind her name. So it could just be a storyline, a play. It could be just entertainment. Just Krista has said many, many times, I want here to entertain. If you don't like it, don't watch. So it could just be entertainment, but I'm like, well, maybe they own this thing together where she's like, okay, well, now you talk shit to me and I'll talk shit, or you talk shit to me and I'll cower down and you talk, But when he called her a YouTube junkie and he said, I used to be a junkie, so I know how to spot a junkie. I was like, well, a junkie probably can stunt some junkie stunts. But he was like, he didn't stop there. He was like, you a YouTube junkie. You don't ever sleep unless I make you. You don't sleep. She was like, I sleep sometimes. He was like, yeah, when I make you. He was like, you don't never sleep and you ain't got no life. He said, you ain't got no life. You need to go outdoors. You need to go outside. You need to touch grass. I'm listening to this shit like, okay, even if this is just for entertainment and shit, I'm like, damn. It's just certain ways that I cannot be talked to, especially in the public eye. Like a certain way, like let this have been like for real, me and my guy getting into it. Let us be somewhere like the grocery store, the gas station, at a cousin house, anywhere, at church, at the doctor office. I'm gonna cuss his ass smooth the fuck out and left his ass right where he was standing like, motherfucker, who the fuck you think you talking to? But she was just like, oh, well, I got a life. And me and my nieces, and we check on each other, and we make sure each other right, and we. He was like, "You ain't got no life." Y'all, that had me gagged. I don't know if y'all watch him? See, I'm gonna be honest, I have been looking for other people to watch, and I have found other people out there in the YouTube atmosphere to watch. There's a Jamaican lady who I've been watching recently, and her daughter, oh my god, they so entertaining. Her and her daughter, and her accent, I don't know, it's something about that Caribbean accent that I just love. Okay, and hers is really, really strong and really thick. So I love watching her and her daughter, and she's trying to grow her channel. And I've been trying to get her little tips, like, how to stream and how to have panels and how to, get more, numbers and stuff. Not like I'm over here doing 10,000 views. Definitely not, on an everyday basis. Now, my highest video is almost at 600K. Okay, baby. I got videos in the 120s. I got videos in the 18s, the 20s, the 15s, the 16s, the 17s. I got some numbers, okay, but just not on a regular fucking everyday basis, okay? So I do what I do. I come on here, I have fun, I talk, I do reviews, I do commentary, celebrity news, whatever. I just come on here. I'm not like this big numbers person. I know that sounds cliche because a lot of people say that, oh, I'm just here to do this and I'm just here. But let me tell you one thing, when YouTube sends you an assets check, I don't care if it's enough to fill up your gas tank or enough to pay your mortgage. It's more money than you had before. Okay. And of course, if we're on here a lot longer, and of course, if we're more involved in some shit that people want to see, like the fuck shit, all the storylines, all the drama, and your pay is going to be, it's going to be more. It's going to be more. It is what it is. It is what it is. I ain't never got rich off of YouTube. I ain't never got rich off of YouTube, and I doubt if I ever do get rich out of YouTube. If I do, it's like, okay, God, you just let me fall in my lap. Let me thank you, Lord, for all your graces and mercy and blessings. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just get on here whenever the fuck I have time to get on here and, do my little 1-2 and get the fuck off of here. What up, Gemini? What's up? How you doing, Pooh? But yeah, I was over there gag. It was so funny. It was so funny because he was like, you ain't got no life. You ain't got no life. But when he admitted to sniffing cocaine, I was like, that's some shit that I might would keep to myself off of YouTube. But then again, like I said, some people are, hey, we know, what's her name? What can we call her? Jugs or some shit? Lady Jugs. What the fuck is her name over there? She used to be on meth or some shit like that. Fuck, what is, I can't remember that girl's name in California, but used to be cool with Tracy till they fell out on the ship on the love boat, and Tracy owed her some money and told her she would never pay her ass back. Y'all know, misunderstood. MU, thank you, misunderstood. There are people on here, Uncle Tim. There are people on here who will be that transparent, especially if they done wrote books and all that kind of other shit. And they might be trying to reach out, tell somebody their story, and it might be able to help someone else. We all do that in a certain way. A lot of us get on here, we talk about our children, our life, our parents. Sometimes it could be something that could be beneficial to someone else. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it doesn't happen. But I don't know. I don't know. See, the thing about it is, I think it's about where you are on YouTube. There's certain spaces on YouTube where people will take something, you think you telling somebody something to maybe help somebody else get through something, and all you doing is feeding people something so they can come back at you and throw it in your face and use it to drag you and all this. You ain't shit but motherfucking cokehead. You ain't nothing but a meth head. You ain't nothing but a hoe. You ain't nothing. You know how I go. Yeah, Uncle Tim had a testimony. You know what, Gemini? I actually bought some of Uncle Tim's book, and I actually did a live review, commentary on when he first did that B sector book. Sure did. Sure did. And he actually enjoyed my commentary that I did. But also, just recently, I saw Uncle Tim on his niece's channel. He has a niece who has a YouTube channel, and she was doing an interview with him. And it was a pretty good interview. I don't know his niece. I've never seen her before, but she did a pretty good interview with him. And Tim talked about his past, about going to prison, about getting HIV, about the drugs and the meth and all that kind of shit. So it was a pretty good interview. So shout out to people who do like to be that transparent and do like to give people all the ins and outs of things that they experience. And yes, he has a testimony. He absolutely does, because for you to be on drugs that long, anybody to be on drugs that long, honestly, and then be able to kick that habit and stay away from it for many years. Yeah, that is a testimony. But yes, they did drag him about his past, and people still do drag him about his past. But Uncle Tim, he got some really thick skin. That could be due to his life growing up on the streets, on drugs, in and out of jail, in and out of prison, things like that, hustling out there in Cali, in LA, San Fran, wherever. And then, compile that with YouTube, you got to have some tough skin, right? So Uncle Tim, you could talk about him, and you could talk about what he been through and shit, and he just will come back at you. Uncle Tim, shit, he know how to get out here and drag and all that and pop his shit when he want to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's okay if you want to get out here and do that shit, but it's just in some areas of YouTube, I'm just like, I don't know. I used to be really transparent when I first started YouTube. I mean, I was fresh. I was naive. I was fresh. I didn't know no better. But then again, when I first started YouTube, it wasn't the way it is now. People beef, people fought. If somebody did something to you, they did it back to them. Things like that. But I'm not trying to say YouTube in the B sector wasn't already bad. But sometimes it's just like, I just got to walk away. I'm just like, child, I can't believe they, oh my God. Ay. You know what I'm saying? But, so back to this Krista and Blake. So anyway, I guess he was upset. He was upset for several things. Mr. Williams had hit Just Krista's channel the other day, and Mr. Williams was up there. They said he was flirting with Just Krista. I don't know, because I didn't sit through the whole thing. But they said he was flirting, and next thing they said, Blake. Why I call him Blake? Y'all sit here all this time and let me call this man Blaze. His name is Blake. So Stephen Blake. So he had hit the panel, and him and William, Mr. Carruthers, they had got into it, and they had started going back and forth. But he was like, I don't know what the fuck you on, nigga, but I don't know why you feel comfortable jumping on somebody else's woman panel. I'm like, oh shit. See, this is why I broke up with this one dude a long time ago, because he had the nerve to tell me, once we start getting really serious, that I would have to stop talking to all my homie dudes, all my homeboys. I couldn't have none of my homeboys or no guys that I had past relationship with. And I'm not saying sexual. I'm just saying the homies, friends, whatever. The only niggas I could talk to was my brothers, my parents, grandparents, uncles, cousins, shit like that. I was like, nigga, you got me all the way fucked up. That shit was over, nigga, whatever. And it was so crazy because even my sisters was like, because they thought we was just going to be that couple of the century, get married and all that kind of shit, because we had talked about shit like that. But it was like right when it got to like that point where we were just so good. Like, I'm in love with this nigga. I'm in love with, that part where you get so good, you might even the next step is moving in with each other or something like that. What up, Bird? How you doing, sugar? And I was like, it was over. And I remember my sister hit me up like, bitch, I heard, what the fuck happened? Did he do this? Did he do that? I said, no, he just told me that I couldn't have any male friends. And my sister, I know the fuck he didn't. Sorry. But, you know, growing up from where I came from, you have a lot of guy friends. You have a lot of, and then I was a tomboy growing up. So, you know, I played sports and all that out there in the street, football, basketball, you know, all that shit, all the boy shit. But I was a girl, you know, I was a cute little girl, but I like to do what boys did. And so I had a lot of friends and a lot of guy friends. And, you know, just growing up in the hood, I knew a lot of niggas. Nope. And then I told y'all before how I used to have this group called, it was a grown folks group, and it ran for many years, and it started on social media, started on Facebook, and then it jumped outside of Facebook. You know how on here on YouTube y'all be having these get-togethers, these meet and greets, and you know that's how it started on Facebook. And it started on Facebook, and then it branched out into the real life, and we would have get together. But I tell you, I had people coming from like the South, the North, the East, the West, people traveling, catching flights, because we used to turn the fuck up. I used to have so many fucking parties like all through the year. And I done had people, my personal friends and family, hit this panel, and we done discussed them things, okay? It was like, remember when this happened? Matter of fact, my fucking sister was on my birthday live a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, I had everybody on the panel say like a fond memory of me and them over the years, whether it was real life or whether it was on the panel on YouTube, a show or something. And she's like, man, sis, I remember when you used to stay over there in that big ass house in the hood. And I was like, you know what? Before you even go on, you are not about to incriminate me. She was like, that was my fondest memory. I said, was that the night that I was lap dancing? She was like, you know what? You ain't about to incriminate me. No, sis. I'm about to hit mute. I'm about to put your ass on mute. That shit was so funny. Riggs was like, no, keep talking. Then my homegirl, Karma Diva, she's up there just He was like, no, keep talking. I'm like, Riggs, no, they is not going. Y'all, I told y'all niggas before y'all hit this panel, this is the B-sector. I had to tell my brother that one time when he hit my panel about a year ago. This is the B-sector, bro. You can't keep talking about all kind of shit on here about me and what we used to do. We got to be very careful, because people will use shit against you. Like, for real, you think you just up here kikiing about some shit that happened in your life, and next thing you know, it's all over the sector, and they dragging you by your toenails by something that you did in your real life when you was young. So, yeah, you just got to be very careful. But I tell my friends that all the time, and they still don't even understand what be going on. Give me a little drink. Hold on, y'all. This shit good, too. Okay. That was good. Gemini said Krista and William played that role at MU's. Krista should have corrected Blake. Gemini, I was just sitting there like, it's one thing for your man to be upset with you and you at home, or you on the phone, or you FaceTiming or something like that. But it's just sitting there, just let some nigga talk to you any kind of side fucking ways. Like, we done seen this shit over and over, and I'm like, even for the clicks and the views, all the cash apps in the world, nope, I'm not putting my ass on no panel and having some nigga talk to me any kind of motherfucking way. No, I'm not. But, child, I was like, I don't know. But he did say that he's not trying to ride her coattail. He's not trying to ride her coattail. He's not trying to build he's not trying to clout shade. He's not trying to build his channel off her back, shit like that. He's like, I'm not that invested as you are. I'm just on here and woo 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 woo. And I thought things was gravy. I thought things was good, but then he started like going off again. Talking about, why the fuck you even hit my panel? There ain't no moving forward with us. Why the fuck you hit my panel? You just was fucking ignoring me. I told you to leave me the fuck alone. Why the fuck you hit my panel anyway earlier? Why you hit, child? I was like, you know what? I was like, is this a bipolar experience that I'm watching? Because 1 second it seemed like they was cool. Then the next second he started going off again. And then next second I think they cool. She's talking about, Valentine's Day is coming up. And yes, Valentine's Day is coming up. My bitch about to be busy over here dipping all them goddamn strawberries and cakes and cupcakes and all that kind of bullshit. I didn't already start advertising. I usually start advertising about I usually start advertising for Valentine's Day in December. Whatever season or holiday or that coming soon, I usually start advertising like 2-3 months in advance. Just like high school graduations will be here right around the corner. College graduations are already been advertising about, cakes, desserts, dessert tables, t-shirts, all that kind of stuff. You know how people be having those personalized stoles, the sashes or the stoles, whatever they call, that the graduates be having around their neck with their pictures and all that kind of shit. Do all that. So I already been advertising. Matter of fact, the Super Bowl is next month. I already been advertising about Super Bowl party cakes and treats and all that kind of shit. So yeah, I always get a jump ahead on things. But yeah, Valentine's is a very, very busy season for cake decorators and treat makers. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm gonna buy the grip with girl. The people who dip strawberries like on a normal basis when it comes to Valentine's Day, man, I got 2 fridges. I got one for the fam, and then I got one for just my desserts. Child, that one for my desserts, the refrigerator does be full top to bottom with nothing but strawberries. That's how many strawberries we go through. Because the thing about it is, when you buy strawberries, they all ain't usable. Sometimes you can buy a case of strawberries and half of them bitches you can't even use because they don't look nice. And you can't be dipping those strawberries and selling those strawberries to somebody and you even think that they might not last that long. Nope. I would throw a whole case of strawberries away and go to the store and buy some more. I would be in Walmart or whatever grocery store for like an hour opening every single fucking strawberry container to make sure I had the very, very best because it's very time consuming and taxing to dip those strawberries and make them look very pretty and professional and all that kind of shit and do all your little drawings on them and all your little designs and all that kind of bullshit. And chocolate ain't cheap. The shit that you use to make that chocolate, oh god, now I can't even think. The whipping cream. The shit you use to make the chocolate with the whipping cream, that shit ain't cheap. Shoot, so yeah, the strawberries, they ain't cheap. So yeah, you definitely got to make sure your strawberries is very, very fresh, very, very pretty, enough to sell, especially because everybody don't eat all their chocolate dipped strawberries in the same day. So, but anyway, she was like, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. And I'm thinking they back on track again. You said that's what's Chris. Yes, you know what? It's funny you say that, Gemini, because when ZX hit the panel twice. And he jumped up there. He was like, man, what's going on here? I like Krista. I don't know what the fuck is going on here because he was like, why is you talking to her like that, bro? And then the dude quickly said some shit to him and dropped his ass. And then a little bit later, ZX hit the panel again. And he was like, man, I'm going to let you hit the panel again. But you ain't going, it ain't going to be all this. Man, ZX must have hit the panel and said, what, bitch? I was ZS must have called him a bitch, and the dude dropped him down again. And then he said, you up here, what you trying to be, Captain Save a Hoe or some shit, or Save a Captain Save a something, like Krista's the victim. And that's specifically what Blake said, that ZX was acting like Krista was a victim. So it's funny that you said that, Gemini, that she looks like a victim, that she, likes to look like a victim. Because that's sure what the fuck that Blake dude said. But yeah, after a while, it was calm. It seemed like they was, he was playing his music in between and all that kind of shit. Then next thing you know, it was like she was about to get off the panel. I think she was trying to get down off the panel, and he went off again. He went off again, talking about he making her look bad, and she always making him look bad to the world. And why you got people thinking that I'm trying to ride your coattail, or why you got people thinking that I really think, this much of YouTube, when YouTube, I'm not that invested, and why can't you tell people that? Why didn't you tell people that? And I'm like, wow. You know what? I wouldn't call Just Krista a junkie. That's his words, not mine. I wouldn't call Just Krista a junkie. I would say that she does like to be on YouTube. I would say she does like the attention, special attention, sometimes from the fellas, okay? But I wouldn't call her a junkie, because if I call Just Krista a junkie, then a lot of y'all motherfuckers is junkies. A lot of us over here would have to be junkies. If she's a junkie, it's people be on here all motherfucking day and got families and be on this bitch all day. Every time I turn around, they own this bitch. Every time I turn around, they own this bitch. So if we call Just Krista a junkie, then Blake, hey, it's a lot of motherfuckers over here that are junkies. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. You say he told her she lives for YouTube with no out. Yeah, he told her she lives for YouTube with no outside. He said you don't get outside. Right. Child, I was up there. The first thing I thought of when he was calling her a junkie, I was like, you are not alone. Just Krista, if he's calling you a junkie, you are not alone, child, because there's a lot of motherfuckers that's addicted and overly invested in the B sector, over here. I was like, you are not alone. But yeah, this could be another storyline. You know how Krista likes to be on here and she likes to entertain her way. And she'll quickly tell you if you don't like to be entertained, if you don't like my channel, don't follow, don't watch, shit like that. I thought it was entertaining, even though I was like, it wouldn't be me. Yeah, girl, I went MJ on that shit. I was like, and then I was like, well, maybe he's not too familiar with the sector, because I don't know where he's from. I haven't known about him a long time. Literally, the first time I went over to his channel was when somebody said, ain't that Krista's man, but he got a white woman in the bed? I was like, you lied to me. In my lovely love voice, you lied to me. So I ran over there, clicked on that video, and yep, there's a white woman in the bed next to him. I was like, hold up. Where that white woman at? Where that white woman at? They said he over there had some snow bunny in the bed. Child, you can't make this shit up. I was like, well, okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. But on another note, y'all know, I discussed trending news here and there as well. I just want to say shout out to 50 Cent. 50 Cent. Now, y'all know 50 Cent ain't nothing but child. He be out here on these. Now, 50 Cent, he all about his business. Let me say that. 50 Cent has always been about his business. Every time he came out here with G-Unit, okay, I take you to the candy shop and a lollipop. Oh, say you a gangster, all that kind of shit, right? Even though, oh God, Pap, did y'all hear Pap had clapped back at 50 like maybe last week or a few days ago? Pap done made a new song or a diss track or some shit, and he was dissing 50, calling him a wankster. Well, he didn't say his name, but everybody know he talking about him because 50 been talking shit about them and trolling him, not just trolling Diddy, but trolling Pap and his girl Clarissa, over the past so many months or whatnot. So Clarissa came out one day. She was like, something, one thing wrong with you motherfucker rappers, and none of y'all had y'all ass whooped enough. Y'all ain't had y'all ass whooped right. And Clarissa, she is a motherfucking boxer. Now 50 is a motherfucking nigga. So if they were probably to get in a motherfucking ring, I would still bet on 50. I don't care how much training Clarissa Shields done had. I would still bet on 50. Okay, and 50 still, for his age, not like he's old, but for his age, have y'all seen him? That nigga still cut the fuck up. He's in very, very good shape and works out all the time. So, she was like, shit, you ain't had your ass whooped enough or good yet. And then Pap came out with a diss track the other day. So 50, we know he can be petty and shit, but he's all about his motherfucking business, no matter what the fuck you want to say about the Diddy documentary or whatever else. The other alleged documentaries that might be coming out. The one he was talking about, Tyler Perry, said, Tyler Perry, watch it. Watch it because you could be next. You could be next. Because Tyler Perry has something to say, something slick to say about 50's production of the documentary about Diddy. Tyler Perry went on Twitter and wrote, I just finished watching the docuseries by 50 Cent, and I gotta admit, I know I'm a freak too. This is Tyler Perry words. And from what we've been hearing about all these people coming out and saying what Tyler did to them, I believe he a fucking freak. Okay, but anyway, he said, but that Diddy was on a whole different level. Tyler Perry said his only issue with 50 Cent was that it only showed the dark side and not the good side or the lies that Diddy had changed. He said, still a very interesting piece of shit to watch. And so 50 said, after he saw the tweet, he said, we all know you move the same way in the acting industry, so don't worry, your documentary coming soon. That's what 50 said. But anyway, shout out to 50. He just recently just hit the news, breaking news. Fresh off of his Diddy documentary, 50 is developing a true crime series for A&E. They said 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson, is now developing a new true crime series for A&E. They said with the working title Game Wars, the project is raw, unfiltered, look at America's most infamous gang rivalries with unprecedented access and never before heard accounts, exposing the street battles, betrayals, and power plays that build today's criminal world. The rivalries they plan to feature have not been revealed. Just like a lot of the shit we saw about Diddy was not revealed until 50 got his hands on it. But anywho, but other documentaries produced by 50 Cent or G-Unit was the BMF documentary Blowing Money Fast, second season, premiering on January 16th on Stars. I'm looking forward to that. TikTok Star Murders, the Gilgo Beach Murders, House of Secrets for Peacock, and the Hip Hop Homicides for WE TV. They said on the narrative front, 50 Cent's production company is behind the hit Power franchise at Stars, which a lot of us already know, which has 4 spinoff shows. The upcoming 5th and final season of Raising Cane's is in production in New York and New Jersey, Deadline reports. They said also last month, the rapper surprised fans at an Oklahoma football game with a surprise performance of his hit song, Many Men Wish Death, between the third and fourth quarter. 50 Cent hoped to rally the Sooners as they chase a comeback against Alabama in the college football playoffs. But yeah. Now somebody said when they heard that Diddy was doing this, they said nobody cares. Get back to work with the shows you started. Complete one project, then move on to another one. Stamped incomplete. And somebody else said, gotta love Fitty. Gotta love Fitty. But yeah, so that's my little tidbit on the B-Side tour and also on a little bit of trending news. This weekend, I don't know if I'm going to go live this weekend because I literally just went live 8 days in a row, and I got to work 12 hours tomorrow, 12 hours Saturday. So I don't know if I'm going to come. I worked 12 hours today, and I still came live. Yesterday, did I work twice today? 12 hours. Fuck, I can't even remember now. I be working so goddamn much. Did I work 12 hours yesterday? I think I did work 12 hours. Just check. You know what? That's sad. That's really, really fucking sad. I think I did work 12 hours yesterday. Yeah. Anyway, we just addicted. Yeah, we're just addicted. So okay, let me say this though, Gemini. There's one thing to be addicted to YouTube and to the B sector or any sector. Then there's another thing to be overly invested. There is a difference. It might seem like it's a fine line, but there is a difference. There's a difference. Addicted, you can watch and watch and watch and watch and watch and watch and watch. Overly invested, that's when you taking shit outside, you behind the scenes, you in all the back chats, the side chats, the up chats, the down chats. You running all these plays, you know, just doing all kind of shit. It's a difference between being overly invested in YouTube and addicted. But again, like her man was trying to tell her she's a junkie, a YouTube junkie. If she's a junkie, then it's a whole bunch of motherfucking junkies right behind her. So again, you are not alone. Just Chris. And on that note, y'all, I'm out of here. Make sure y'all like and share the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new here. Hit the Cash App. Hit the super chat. I think I'm supposed to have my you know how you can send like little gifts or little jewels or whatever like that, you know, if you're watching from the cell phone. Verticalized. I think I set that up. I don't know when it's going to start. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but if you can, let me know. If not, you know, it is what it is. But I did just, it was offered to me, and I don't even know how long it was offered to me. I saw other people getting these jewels and all these different things and all these hearts and all this other bullshit on theirs, but I didn't think nothing of it. I never even looked to see what the fuck it was about. But then I was checking my YouTube studio, and I saw down there where it said earn. You can earn more money, you know, if you add this or whatever. I was like, okay, sign me up. Sign me up. So that's what I did. So anyway, that should probably be visual soon for the people who are watching the vertical lives. But anyway, you guys, shout out to the chat, shout out for the engagement. I know we be few in numbers over here, but we still be getting it in though. Okay, whether it's 50 or whether it's 500, you know, I'm always going to do me, regardless of the crowd, regardless of the numbers. I appreciate all the support always from each and every one of you who support my channel. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.